Arsenal Fan TV America, welcome back. Another episode here from your Northwest Arsenal Fan TV, Pacific Northwest in particular, in the USA. Today we played Manchester United at the MetLife Stadium. 82,000 people went and watched that game. I don't know how important could it be, right, for any reason or any competition, if it's not even important at all, or if it's a friendly match like it was, it's meaningless. Of course, it's preseason preparation, but 82,500 showed up, and almost half of those are Arsenal fans, right? Who do we play? We play Manchester United. You know, as well as I do, we know we don't like Man United, and for us, it's never, for us real Arsenal fans, it's never a friendly, to be honest with you. So, we started the game as we were playing Premier League. I liked the formation. We came out. We had the four in the back, of course, except for Tomiyasu. I'm going to take that back for a second. Not that I don't like Tomiyasu, but I liked the formation. It was okay, except for Tomiyasu. Why? For two reasons. Tomiyasu, first and foremost, started as a left back. He's a right back naturally, and he's a right-footed player. Okay? So now, not only that you're asking him to play as a left back or forcing him, or maybe trying, Henderson, Arteta wants to see his options, but I wouldn't even express that as an option. You know what I mean? I don't waste my time with these useless options because he's a left footer and because he's not going to tuck in and do what Zinchenko does. He's not at that level, right? And you had KT outside. That's the player that you should be playing, looking at it all the times, giving him more play time. We saw him come in the second half and he was lethal, right? So we started with Tomiyasu, next to him, Gabriel and William Saliba, of course, the very famous, from last year, very famous duo, a center-back duo for Arsenal that started most of the games last year and was the strongest off-pair together in defense most of last year. And on the right was Ben White, which we also know started with them because there was no room for him after Gabriel and Saliba played in the middle. So Mikel Arteta played Ben White on the right side as a right back, and he did good. He did really good. He even traveled with England on the same position. So, and then that's really good to have someone that can play as a center back and or can play, as a holding midfielder even, and can play as a right back. Because not all center midfielders can be right or left back. It's the toughest position in my eyes, especially today's football, where you have or you expect from your defensive right and left back to go all the way up and down, right? With that said, it's okay of a back line. Again, I wouldn't want to see Tomiyasu. I would definitely even play Jurrien Timber, yes, the new signing, on the left back and not play Tomiyasu. Why? Again, because Timber can tuck in that midfield and when we go forward, so we can be 3-2 like he plays, and he can partner up with Declan Rice. But of course, Declan Rice is new, Timber is new, they're still fighting their feet. We saw Declan Rice as actually the front holding midfielder right on top of these four players. He was always there and always covering four defenders. Good to see a player like him that's going for loose balls and going to close oppositions down. He did okay in my eyes today, being the second game for him and all. For Arsenal, no fitness yet. He did all right. And in the middle with him was Martin Odegaard and Kai Havertz. Of course, that's what Mikel Arteta is trying to, experiment. He's trying to experiment if Thomas Partey goes, and we know, we came up last episode and said he's talking to Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia. But if Thomas Partey does go, and Juventus also, then you have that partnership, which again, I don't know if Kai Havertz is that midfielder. Today, we didn't see Kai Havertz at his best. He's still a bit lethargic, not fit. His reaction when we lose the ball is not there at all. Him and Eddie Nketiah had a lot of arguments about pressuring quicker, but they both didn't do it. Anyways, not to talk about individual performances, just back to the lineup. Again, mid-three were Declan Rice, and in front of him was Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard, which we saw nothing of. Our captain, unfortunately, Martin Odegaard wasn't there today. And again, it's unfortunate because I know it's a friendly. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, it's too early. Hey, hold on. These players make the same exact amount of money, friendly or not. The 200,000, the 100 and some odd thousand, even the 75,000. And some of them make 300,000 and more than that a week. There's no time for slacking, or there's no time for what Ramsdale did. You fumbled 2 balls, cost us 2 goals. You could have stopped both of them. Gabriel did a couple mistakes. Anyways, go up front, back to our lineup. We had Martinelli on one side. We had Bukayo Saka, of course, on his on the right side as his favorite position. We always see Bukayo there now. And I'm going to talk about that momentarily also. And in the middle was Eddie Nketiah. Now, it's close to Arsenal's first team, minus Tomiyasu, minus Eddie Nketiah. Now, Eddie, when you come into these games, I know how good of a player Eddie Nketiah is, but I don't think he's mentally prepared. Physically, maybe fatigued, but again, Eddie, we expect more from you, for lack of better words. He wasn't there. I was expecting him to make more runs, to make more pressure, plays, to try and not have United enjoy that position in the back and then the long ball. You got to close that up front. And we got caught a couple of times, of course, and with a couple of errors that I just mentioned from Gabriel. They scored twice in the first half. Again, first half of the first half, Arsenal were okay, came in, they played like a Premier League side. And then I don't know what happened. Arsenal went back to what Arsenal did last year towards the end of the season. Today's friendly, whatever you want to call it. And again, we were excited just to see Arsenal play. It doesn't mean anything as a result, but it means everything as Arsenal Football Club. Every time we step on this, football pitch, we want to perform and Arsenal want to win. Whether it's friendly or not, whether you're trying or not trying. You can try in training, but in these sort of games, I want to see a team that at least gets a draw with one of the Premier League rivalry. So, with that said, I didn't see Arsenal even creating, and I didn't towards the end. I didn't see a game or a team that's fighting to kind of a team. I didn't see towards the end a team that's fighting to get at least even a goal back. They played penalty kicks after that. Also, Manchester United won that 5-3. I'm not sure why they played it. We're not going to even talk about it. They didn't show it on TV even here in the States. So hopefully someone out there saw it. But again, so we lost in the game and we lost penalty kicks. Hey, listen, it didn't look good for me. Arsenal didn't look good. But second game, MLS game, we played against American side. Of course, you're going to beat them. But today, I'm going to talk real quick about Kai Havertz's new signing. Again, Declan Rice, I'm not going to go back and visit that because I talked about it, a moment early. He did okay. Kai Havertz didn't. I did not see him pressuring enough. I didn't see him running in space enough. I didn't see him with the team still. So again, he's very, very, very new. This is his second half of a game with Arsenal. So I think last time he showed his quality by scoring a goal at the end, but he's still not there, right? So now bunch of players went out and bunch of players came in the second half. To me, I'm going to talk about Emil Smith-Rowe. What a player. You could see his burst. So now I'm having a hard time understanding that we go and get all these players and then we want to sell Emil Smith-Rowe. Today was a prime example that he was better than, Jorginho in the midfield, better than Kai Havertz in the midfield, better than Trossard in the midfield. The only one that played well at the midfield today, and we saw him for a second, Arsenal played a little bit, was Thomas Partey. And then Mikel Arteta decided to take him to play him on the right back position and drop Ben White to be a center back. Again, he's trying. He has to see who plays where, but I don't want to see Thomas Partey as a right back. I want to see Thomas Partey in the middle. I wanted to see today Thomas Partey, Jorginho, and Declan Rice together. That's a good trio. I want to see Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, if he played, of course, and he showed up with Thomas Partey. I want to see that. but we didn't. Up front, again, Eddie Nketiah, why? Gabby Jesus wasn't there. Then Gabby Jesus came in. Martinelli also went out. Trossard came in, but not as a winger. Now he's trying him only in the midfield. And to be honest with you, Trossard is not that bad. He's just sometimes he spaces. And again, his reaction to go get the ball is not all there. However, Kai Havertz, Trossard, they're the same thing. They want to, they're only focused on that play from behind the front line so they can come in and try to score. But it didn't happen for them. They're dependent on that, but it didn't happen for them. I thought Bukayo Saka also played very well, but he went out. Martinelli went out, and we saw Gabby Jesus came in, worked with Eddie Nketiah a little bit. And then we saw, Fabio Vieira come in to fill in for Bukayo Saka. Of course, he failed miserably. Can't compare him. First half, I'm going to go back to the first half a little bit where we saw that Granit Xhaka is not there. Now you have Kai Havertz on this left-hand side with Tomiyasu, and on top of him is Martinelli. And they could not get 3 passes for the life of them, because they're not used to each other's yet. That's the part, or that's the side that you had Granit Xhaka all year and Zinchenko. And that was my worry. Granit Xhaka, Zinchenko, they're not here. Granit left. Zinchenko is hurt. He's been hurt. So now he's not going to start the season. So we got a problem right there, Houston. A big problem. How are we going? And we're focusing everything on that side. We have that tendency to go to the left side. Again, when Granit Xhaka was there, that was how we got out of the back. And then we transformed the play to the midfield and then to Bukayo Saka on the right side, and he will tuck in. But you also went Granit Xhaka side a whole lot and assisted a whole lot. So Odegaard is not seeing these Granit Xhaka runs or assists, so he didn't look too good. And yes, a player like Granit Xhaka can make someone like Martin Odegaard look good. But again, didn't look good, Martin Odegaard. Hey, listen, I know you have some fans out there that's saying, relax. It's the beginning of the season. It's a game that doesn't have any meaning. Well, those are the occasional fans that, listen, they're Arsenal fans, but they're not the die-hard, the passionate ones that want their team to win every single time they're on the field. Also, that, history behind those passionate fans that have been around. So the passionate fans and the ones that have been around forever, that's seen the best of Arsenal before and seen the first 5 years of Arsene Wenger or George Graham or any manager that came to Arsenal versus Mikel Arteta and what's happening now. So you have that very content. I'm happy with what they're doing. It's brand new. And I appreciate that, understand their perspective. They're still gaining or making, sort of the history with their club, their beloved club. And you have, on the other side, you have the fans that are, hey, Arsenal all the way. We got to win every time. This is not acceptable, whether we play in America, in Japan. It don't matter. We got to win. And I understand that aspect and that passion. And those also fans mixed with the ones from before that used to a winning Arsenal fan. Those ones here go to Champions League. Oh my God, we made it. Those ones here go to the Champions League. So we've been in the Champions League before. But as in the middle, as someone that covers and someone that has that passion and someone that understands the new school, I'm just happy with that love, These fans love, they love the club. And they're all, after the same thing. They want to see great football from Arsenal. They care about the club. They care about the football the club plays. They want the club to win trophies, both sides. So we're all on the same page. It's just different, again, mentality and different ways of looking at the game. But again, my advice to any fan, and I want to thank really our new subscribers and new fans, and I really appreciate all these comments and all, my African fans from Uganda and from Nigeria. You guys are watching this show more than anyone else in the world, so I appreciate you. I appreciate that very much, and I appreciate you subscribing to this very channel. Thank you so much. And that's why we try to bring you, the best of all worlds. What do you think about it here? The American fans and how Americans perceive and look at soccer and how the world sees it. We traveled. We went to Africa, earlier this year also. We had a show from Cairo, from Egypt, and from the Red Sea. We talked to, Egyptian fans and African fans. And we went to Europe and talked to Amsterdam fans. And we talked to Ajax Amsterdam at the stadium. We talked to Arsenal fans that we met there. We try to bring you all opinions from around the globe. for this very, very, very beloved Arsenal Football Club. So wanted to just come out for you today with an episode about Arsenal Man United, our preseason tour in the United States that ended it. Unfortunately, the game was won by Manchester United 2-0, and then after that they played penalty kicks. Don't ask me why. Maybe coaches want to see their players, because they're going on, European and Champions League, and they might play penalties. So the coaches, both of them, maybe they wanted to see their teams play penalties. But Man United won the real time, the 90, won 2-0, and then they went on and also won 5-3 at penalty kicks. So before we go, also, we wanted to touch base real quick regarding Mbappe and his rumors and where they at and how is he doing. Reports came out that PSG, after they did what they did and found out it's a big mistake, they wanted to come back, redeem themselves a little bit. And you heard us last episode, talked about Mbappe. We were the first to talk about it for you. But we're going to also be the first to tell you that he was offered a $1 billion deal for 10 years. Yes, if he stays and signs with PSG. Is he going to sign? Is he going to leave? If he leaves, where is he going to go? Don't forget, leave it in the comments. Thank you very, very much for watching today. We're going to see you after July 26th. Arsenal come down here to play in the $2 billion stadium. They're going to take on Barcelona here in Los Angeles. Hopefully it's a better game and hopefully we can win. And then we will go to take on Monaco at the Emirates, Emirates Cup. And then after that, we're going hard. Community Shield, Manchester City. And the week after that, we start the Premier League. Thank you so much for watching one more time. Don't forget to subscribe, and like and share.